I had a client ask me, how long is it going to take for my unit to resell if I had to resell it? Well, my answer was, that's a loaded question. It depends on how well of a remodel you did on that unit. If you remodeled that unit and you can show that that unit is performing well and has exceptional gross rental income, I would imagine that another investor will pick that property up relatively quickly and at a premium. In other words, an investor will be willing to pay up to 13% more, in my opinion, which that's based on historical data, because I've seen it. They will be willing to pay a premium for a property that they know is going to bring in an exceptional gross rental income and ultimately more profit when compared to average units. So if you do a great remodel on your unit and you can demonstrate that it performs well in the market, well, you should be able to sell that unit really quickly. If you have a dated, busted up unit, it's probably going to take a whole lot longer to get it sold. So it really depends on you and your personal strategy when it comes to resale. Now, I can obviously put you in the right place. 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms are going to be, based on all the numbers I've pulled for all the different bedroom types. Those units in the last 10 years, I pulled all those numbers and I pulled random years for all of them, efficiencies, 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. The 1 bedrooms and the 2 bedrooms didn't show any losses on resales, but the 2 bedrooms bring in double the gross rental income of a 1 bedroom and have roughly the same expenses. So it is that 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom is the sweet spot in our market, where you want to be. All right, guys, so people often ask me, why is there so much variance when it comes to oceanfront condo gross rental income? Why can you have one unit at the Ocean Reef making $20-something thousand and another unit right at the same place making $34,000, making, $10,000 or $15,000 more, and in some instances a lot more? Well, guys, it's absentee ownership. In my opinion, you've got owners out there, just like with anything, that will pass off this property to a property manager. They won't really care about how it's performing. They really just want to use it for their own personal use. And sure enough, it's not really marketed well, it's not ran well, guests aren't satisfied, and they don't have repeat business coming back year after year after year. In this game, you want repeat business coming back year after year after year, because you are successfully running and managing your oceanfront condo short-term vacation rental property. So absentee ownership, you've got 2 CEOs in the same exact industry at the same exact time. For example, in the still industry, like from the book A Good to Great, sure enough, you got one CEO who makes that business sing, and he's like, the reason why we made that business sing, and it soared and was so profitable, was because steel was so heavy and it cost us a lot to import it. And then you got another CEO in the same exact industry at the same exact time who says, you know what, the reason why it was so hard for us and we did so poorly was because steel was heavy and it cost us a lot to import it. Well, guys, you have 2 CEOs in the same industry with relatively the same constraints at the same time. One makes the business profitable, one causes that business to sink. And that's very much a huge reality when it comes to short-term vacation rental, Airbnb, Myrtle Beach, oceanfront condos. Think about the general population. Just think through that for a second. How many stellar, successful business people are there in comparison to how many average and low or mediocre? And it's the same thing that you see showing up right there on the Myrtle Beach oceanfront in the Airbnb game. Now let's talk through financing a remodel. All right, here's the deal. You're looking for either an undervalued oceanfront condo that you can buy with equity in it and afford to remodel it and still have some equity. A lot of investors do that, or and they do that so that they can obviously maximize their profits. But let's say that you go the other route and you go, well, I could buy a little bit more expensive oceanfront condo that's already remodeled, that they just did it last year, and it looks great, and it's turnkey. I can get into this thing straight away, and now I don't have to come out of pocket with the $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 that it was going to take to remodel the previous unit, the other unit. So it's less cash out of pocket that year. Therefore, you're keeping more cash in your pocket, because when you're financing a unit, you're only paying 15% down. So if that unit's remodeled or not, that is a lot less cash out of pocket than 15% down on the unit that's got to be remodeled and then an additional $30,000. So technically, if you purchase a unit that has recently been remodeled and that is already performing well, you are essentially financing the remodel on that unit. You're having to come out of pocket with less cash, so that way you can take that cash that you do have and pay down on your next short-term vacation rental, your next Airbnb, Myrtle Beach oceanfront condo. You can do it a lot faster because you're keeping more of your cash in pocket. All right, guys, so let's work through just a little bit of math here. Let's say that you're looking at two different one-bedroom oceanfront condo units. One is dated and needs a remodel. The other is already remodeled. The first one that's dated, the purchase price on that unit is $169,000. Times 15% down, you're going to pay about $25,000 down. Now, fast forward to the remodeled unit at $215,000. At 15% down, you're going to pay $32,000. There's roughly a $6,000 difference between the $25,000 down on the dated unit and the $32,000 down on the remodeled unit. So, which do you buy? Okay, if you buy the dated unit, you're going to pay $25,000 down and then drop another $30,000 remodeling it. You've got $55,000 into it. If you buy the remodeled unit at $215,000, you've got only 15% down in it at $32,000. And you don't really have to put any remodel money into it for the most part. You're only out of pocket $32,000. That's it. So you're paying $6,000 more for the remodel. Out of your pocket, cash out of your pocket, you got to put in that deal. It keeps, by financing your remodel, or by finding a unit that's already remodeled, you keep more money, more cash in your pocket that you can buy and pay down on the next oceanfront condo. In my opinion, it's a very smart move. All right, let's talk about oceanfront versus ocean view. You always want to buy an oceanfront property. There's no way around it. The balcony on an oceanfront is the moneymaker. In my opinion, it's the number one most important factor that you can find. Now, yes, can you buy an ocean view unit that's like a side angle view of the ocean and do a stellar remodel on it and make decent gross rental income? Yes. But do you want decent gross rental income, or do you want exceptional gross rental income? Do you want a one bedroom that's making $40,000 a year, or one bedroom that's making $72,000 a year? You know what I mean? So what you want to do is you want to get an oceanfront unit and do a stellar remodel on it with some exceptional design done in that unit. You know, the bright pinks, the blues, the teals, the things that really make it pop and cause people to stop scrolling the Airbnb listing screen when they see those beautiful colors and choose your unit. That's what you want. So there's two things. You need an oceanfront unit, not an ocean view. And then you need a stellar, well-designed remodel done. Of course, it's got to be modern. It's got to be updated. There's a whole lot more to it than simply colors. But guys, as long as you hit those two marks, you should have an oceanfront condo unit that crushes it. And that's what you want. All right, guys, let's get in unit 612. All right, as soon as you walk in, you are going to notice a refrigerator, closet, and safe. There is a very cool little nook here, a little coffee nook, breakfast nook. There is tile right as soon as you come in as well. You're also going to see a nice vanity with desk lighting and granite everywhere. A tub shower combo. And it is tiled around the top and around the sides, as you can see. Pretty nifty. Come into the room, you have two nice queen-size beds, great backboards, a modern flat-screen TV, table, AC unit, and of course, your moneymaker. This is what you want right here. That sand and ocean right in front of you. It is oceanfront. That's what you got to look for. And all along that beach, as you can see, that's your oceanfront demand right there. There's the people that are renting oceanfront condo units just like at this resort here. And they are all along that coast. Now, if you look down below us, we're in the little courtyard area here right out front. And that's where the pools are and the showers and the beach access is. And guys, that pretty much wraps it up. All right, guys, let's work through a financing scenario right here at the Ocean Reef. Now, again, your purchase price was as much as $139,900. Your 15% down payment was $20,985. Yes, I do have a lender here. His name is Jason King. He does have a 15% down program. You can get into one of these investments for as little as 15% down. Now, generally, you're going to see 25% down when you call most lenders. So get in contact with me. It's 843-360-1737. Now, again, your average gross rental income between 2022 and 2023 was $30,204.25. Your 3% Airbnb, 3% of your gross rental income Airbnb platform fee was $906.13. Again, by subtracting that $906.13 from the $30,204.25 in gross rental income that you made, it does bring you to a subtotal of $29,298.12. Now, your principal and interest total $10,752. That is at 7.9% interest over 30 years. And again, including that 15% down, your taxes were $1,490.17. Your cleaning services at $120 a cleaning for 30 cleanings have you at $3,600. Again, that can be more or less depending upon your rental strategy. You know, if you choose to allow people to stay for 1 day or 2 days, which could be very advantageous if you're collecting reviews to build your credibility on the Airbnb platform, you know, a lot of times your first or second year, you will allow those shorter stays. It's very smart to, so that you can get a lot of great 5-star reviews and build that credibility. Now, after that first year or two, once you have established yourself as a top-end host, then you can switch that to allowing only, 5-day or 7-day rentals, reducing your cleaning costs. But early on, your cleaning costs are probably going to be a little bit higher. Now, moving right along, your HO6 insurance was $1,000. Again, that's for the internal part of the building. The HOA carries insurance for the external part of the building. Then your excise tax was $313. Again, it's $2,000, it's $145 for the first $2,000 you collect in gross rental income. After that, it is $6 per $1,000 that you make on this property. That is a City of Myrtle Beach excise tax you have to pay for having a business license and owning and operating a short-term vacation rental property in our market. Now, your local hospitalities and accommodations tax, that's 3%. 1.5% goes to the City of Myrtle Beach. 1.5% goes to Horry County. That's a total of $906.13. And then finally, your annualized HOA dues were $9,624. And I will throw out that your electric in the unit, your internet, and pest control are all included in your monthly HOA dues. Now, your operating expense total was $27,685.30. When you subtract that from the subtotal up top of $29,298.12, you are left with a projected profitability of only $1,612.83 after financing, using the bank's money to make money. Now, again, if you'd have made just an extra $5,000, we're talking about as much as $6,408.58 on this efficiency unit that you would have made in profit using the bank's money. That's a cash on cash, a return of as much as 8%. All right, guys, let's work through depreciation on this unit with $139,900 purchase price. Again, being able to depreciate short-term rental properties over 39 years. That gives you a taxable income deduction of as much as $3,587.18. Now, for all of you high-income earners, you can do a cost segregation study. Get with your CPA in order to do that. You could be writing off as much as $40,000 in your first year owning an oceanfront condo. Now, here is the moment you've been waiting for. Let's talk through appreciation, guys. Now, if you would have bought a unit in 2014 here in efficiency at the Ocean Reef Resort, it would have cost you, $84,238. Now, you fast forward to 2024, and that same efficiency unit has increased in appreciation to a purchase price, an average purchase price of as much as $151,000. Guys, you would have made $66,762 in appreciation if your unit if you would have purchased in 2014 and owned and sold in 2024 based on the averages. Guys, that's over $6,600 a year you're making building that nice little nest egg in appreciation, in addition to the profits that you make on this unit, and in addition to the depreciation that you can write off on it, and the free stay that you've got paid for by the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit our market each and every year. Click the screen now to see the next part of the interview with Matt Freese.